Hello everyone. Today we want to look at yellow flags. Yes, yellow flags. Red means stop. Yellow means get ready. Green means go, 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 and go. I know that almost all of us, in fact, learned this in nursery. Okay. So yellow flags are things that I think that it might come up in the relationship, but it is something that you need to really consider that it's okay. Let me put it this way. It is a red flag that it's okay. Like red flags that are okay. Red flags that you can deal with if you don't need that to stop you from going on in the relationship or to stop you from taking the relationship to the next level. You really have to make a decision and consider if you really, really, really need to end this. I heard a quote that said that women might have the 80% and might be looking for the 20%, and they might leave the 80% to go and set for the 20%, and before they realize they've ended up with the 20% and they've lost the 80%. I hope I'm not confusing you. So, what are some of the things that when it comes up in relationship that you consider to be a red flag? I think that it is something that you can just deal with, or it is something that you have to handle. The first thing I have here is that if he doesn't post you, I've heard many ladies complain that auntie, he doesn't post me on his social media platform, he doesn't post me on his status, he doesn't post me, and that it is a concern, and that because he doesn't post me, I want to leave the relationship. Okay, so I've told you that there is a secret relationship and there is private relationship. Private relationships are relationships that most important people in your lives knows that you are going out, but he hasn't made the relationship public, as in putting it on social media. Secret relationship is when the only people who knows you are going out is yourself, and that is when maybe sometimes he doesn't even tell you to come to his house. When he wants to meet you, he tells you to meet him in a hotel and all those things. That is a secret relationship. But if your relationship is not secret but private, I think that this is something that you can really deal with. Because if he's good, the man loves you, he treats you well. If we post you on social media, like what's how will that add up to the relationship? Let me understand in the comment section how positively will that contribute to the relationship. And do you know that this guy can post you on his status, block everyone that he doesn't want to see, and you'll be watching yourself? Is that what you want? So all things being equal, and if the person is also not a social media type, you see that he doesn't even post himself. He doesn't post. Maybe he only post memes or once in a while. I'm not sure this is something you really need to lose a good man on. Like, no, I'm not sure this is something that you want to lose a good man on just because he doesn't post you. But if he posts himself, he posts other ladies, that might be something that you would be concerned about and you would want to talk about it and address it. Because if he's the social media type, he posts other ladies, he posts himself, he's all over social media, but he has never ever posted you, then that is a concern. But you have to be able to weigh between these scenarios, which one has to do with your situation. But I think personally that if he treats you well, if you're happy, your relationship is not private, and he doesn't really, your relationship is not secret, and he doesn't post you, I am sure this is a red flag that you can deal with. The second red flag I want to talk about that you can deal with is if he's too clingy. Like you feel that he's all over you, he calls you too much, he's texting you too much, he wants to know where you are, he wants to check up on you, and sometimes you're like, oh, he calls me too much, and he calls me. I think this is a blessing in disguise because some people want that, but they are not getting. Especially if he's not clingy to other people, but he's clingy to you. He's attached to you. He always wants to talk to you. He always wants to be in contact with you, be in touch with you, know where you are, what you're about, not because he doesn't feel secure, but because he's concerned. So I watched this short video on social media, and this guy said that was telling the girlfriend that I've told you that when you are coming to me, call me. And the girlfriend was like, why should I call you when I'm coming to you? Is it because you are cheating? Is it because you are afraid I'll come and meet another lady here? And the guy said, sit down. Let me have a talk with you. Your parents know that I'm going out with you. When you were leaving the house, you told your parents you are coming to me. Now, in the course of you coming, if you don't get here, your parents are going to ask me. Meanwhile, I had no idea you were coming to me. So if you tell me you are coming to me, I know the distance and how many minutes or hours it takes from your place to my place. So for instance, if you leave the house around 7 p.m. and it's 30 minutes and it's 7:30 you are not here, 8:30 you are not here, I'll be concerned and I'll start looking for you. I know where to look for you, the route to pass to look for you. I am not telling you to call me when you are coming to me because of, okay, when you come and then you meet another woman, what are you going to do? What you can do is just cry and then go, and then I'll move on with my life if I want to. So the fact that I am telling you that when you are coming to me, call me, doesn't mean that. And I think I agreed with him. So if he's clingy, he's concerned, he loves you, he always wants to be talking to you, my dear, that is a red flag you can deal with. The third thing is that if he's a divorcee, you see, situations happen, things happen, and you can't say that because he's a divorcee, I don't even want to get to know him. I've disqualified him right from the start. No, get to know him or her. Ask questions. If he's the type who is always blaming the ex-wife, if he's a narcissist, if the whole breakup thing is if he's willing to open up to you or she's willing to open up to you, it's just circumstances beyond his control and all those things. Why not? He might be a good person. And I want to join this point with another point that if he has a child, if she has a child, he's born one. Me, I don't want to marry someone who has a child. I don't want to marry someone, my dear. I know that step parenting comes with its own challenges, but marriage comes with its own challenges. And there is no way you can say that because someone's marriage comes with challenges, so I'm also not going to marry. No. Or because marriage comes with its own challenges, I'm not going to marry. You will marry. So don't disqualify someone just because he or she has a child. He or she is a born one. It could have happened to you. You could have had a child and then the relationship might not have ended in marriage, or you could have been a divorcee. So don't disqualify the person right from the start. Get to know the person. Ask questions. Every question that you have in your mind, every doubt you have, ask. If the person is opened and honest with you and tells you everything, my dear, why not? Why not? So please, the fact that the person is a divorcee or the person has a child is it's not, I think it's a red flag that you can deal with. You just have to ask the necessary questions that you have. And then if the pair of the and then the person's height or the person's weight. Me, I want a tall guy. I don't want to marry a short man. And so because he's short, I don't want to, because our children, hey, sister. Let me tell you a story. This is a true story. In fact, back in the university days, my friend at home told me that, who is a guy, told me that, Akua, I want a wife, I want to marry. Can you help me with any of your friends? And I had this sweet, amazing, beautiful, intelligent friend on campus. So I told her, hey, Adwa, this my friend wants to marry you. This my friend wants to marry, and he wants me to link him up to a lady. Do you think you can at least get to know him? And my friend said, okay, let him come. So we made an arrangement, and this guy came to campus to visit us. And when he came, my friend said, he's short. You know me, I'm also short. I don't want to end up with someone who is short, else our kids are going to be short. And so I said, Ajua, you please take time to know him more. Don't disqualify this man just because of his height. Take time to know him. So they started a relationship, and then God being so good, this relationship ended in marriage. As I'm talking to you now, the man has relocated the lady to UK. God has blessed them with a son. The man has a very well-paying job in Ghana, and so he visits the wife at least twice a year or 3 times a year. And the wife is doing her masters in the UK. Can you imagine? Because he's short, this lady would have missed on a good man. You want a tall man? Sebi unhu bema seti tentia sebi unimnya sada. You can have a tall man who is also good, but my point is that don't just be with him because he's tall Or don't just disqualify him because he's short, or because he's overweight, he's fat, or because he's broke, or he's because no. Please get to know him. So this is a red flag I think you can deal with. And then his dressing sense. He doesn't know how to dress. He has always been putting on cap. He has always been putting on jeans. He has always been putting on, my dear. This is something you can deal with. You, if only he's teachable. Okay, if only he's teachable. Why not? Like, check his smartness. You can be buying the things that you want him to wear for. If he's a good man, this, I think, is a yellow flag. And then his habits. Some of the habits might be irritating. Maybe he snores, or he's not very tidy. In a way, he's kind of dirty or something, like some of these things. Okay, I think that if you can work around it and he's teachable, I think these are red flags that you can you can handle. Red flags that are okay. But ask yourself these questions. Is it something you can live with for the rest of your life if he doesn't change? If your answer is yes, my dear, go for it. Let me say this before I bring my video to the end. If you are going out with a guy, and then this is purely my a personal idea, like a personal advice. And then he cheats for the first time. And then you see that he's remorseful, he's begging, he has regretted, and he's not going to do it again. If you can, give him a second chance. If care is not taken there, you might let a good man who has learned his lesson go. Give him a second chance. If you can, give him a second chance. But if not, if you can't, that is purely your decision. If you give him a second chance and you repeat it again, then you have a point to make a decision whether want to go on or not. But we all make, before faulted in ways, before done things that we weren't proud of. If he learns his lesson, why not? Just give him a second chance. Thank you so much for watching this video to the end. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up to tell the algorithm that you like this video. And then share this video to your family and friends to also be part of this community. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that. And I'll definitely see you in the next video. Nyameyie.